We're now beginning audio number 2 of Level 4 2 certification. Cancer, beating the odds. Too many friends and loved ones are being diagnosed with cancer, and many others run the risk of developing this disease. At no time in our history have the risks been so great. At no time in our history have we been exposed to so many known carcinogens in our products, in our foods, and even in the air that we breathe. Regretfully, we are passing many of these chemicals to our newly born infants, and they in turn will pass them on to their babies, increasing the odds. Could the increase in chemical carcinogens in our daily life be the reason for the increase in cancer cases? We think so. Or at least we think that the odds could be improved by reducing or eliminating chemical exposure. We're committed to bringing up-to-date information on cancer awareness. We provide options with the hope of reducing the risk of getting cancer. One out of two men and women get cancer as reported by the American Cancer Society. It's actually 1 out of 2 men will get cancer and 1 out of 3 women will get cancer as reported by the American Cancer Society. These figures are from 2009 and 2011. What will be the next figures? Cancer prevention via the reduction of or elimination of known carcinogens from our daily life, from products we use, and from foods we eat is no longer unknown. It is just not recognized and often overlooked. Some of us don't want to see that we can take charge of our health and the health of the people we love. The health importance of our education and protocols of practice is up to date with many of today's maladies, and most important, offers better odds of avoiding cancer by avoiding known cancer-causing products. It is clear that we begin to reduce or eliminate known carcinogens from our lifestyle. We also begin to reduce a chemical known or suspected of causing other illnesses. So by preventing or looking at how we can prevent cancer, we pretty much take care of all the illnesses, which the reasons are inflammation. We're not saying that cancer-causing chemicals in our daily lives are responsible for all cancer. What we're saying, based on the scientific data available and the increased rate of cancer reported, is that chemical exposures, consumptions, and inhalation could play a role in the rise and the risk of getting cancer. We prefer to raise the odds for better health by providing awareness and plant-based product replacement for those chemicals known to cause cancer. It is a common sense that said we all know common sense is not so common. It is common sense that say we all know common sense is not so common. It is an area of our life that we can manage, and if we choose to overlook the influence of chemical exposure on our health, we are overlooking 2/3 of what is scientifically known to cause cancer, our lifestyle. And the other 1/3 is due to gene mutations or inherited mutation from our parents due to their chemical exposure. The importance of our practice has become paramount to better health. As previously mentioned in our introduction, it was last year, 2015, that the AMA, EPA, FDA, and National Institute of Health announced a 12-year joint research study on what they feel is the rise of cancer in today's senior citizen. Chemicals in the air, water, beverage, products, and medicine, and the foods we eat. We're not waiting 12 years to heed the warning. PB Camp is on the right track at the right time to make a difference in health, making it a valuable complement to medical care by looking at the areas seldom covered in a medical consultation. We're in the process of recording a series to keep up with the latest information on the cancer pandemic called Cancer Beating the Odds. We urge you to join us on our Facebook page, facebook.com groups Cancer Beating the Odds, to continue your education regarding this illness which affects so many of us. On a side note, we have already began at this page, and we are already posted. By the time you read this, we have posted the 4 videos interviewing a couple that um, the husband was diagnosed with cancer, and the changes that they felt they should make, and the results of those changes. So this is a Facebook page that you want to connect with, and right now in that Facebook page, the members of that page is posting many excellent articles happening today on those 4 areas of better health. So it's a good guideline to those who want to live healthy. So we recommend that you join us on that page to continue our information, education, and the things that will contribute to a better practice. Now, let's just look at the air that we breathe. This is additional information. Sick building syndrome. In 2003, we participated in a joint study with Victor Marcial Vega, MD, and he's an oncologist, on the synergistic effectiveness of a group of plant-based essential oils we call sick building syndrome formulation, or SBS formulation, known in the preceding article as Substance X. The following study was fueled by using and observing the effectiveness of this formulation in residents where people were experiencing illnesses related to mildew mold exposure in their home environment. The focus of this study was to prove that we have been observing and to meet the criteria of a U.S. patent, which we never actually continued to take out. The following is the result of this study, followed by a testimonial letter from the Laurie family from Miami, Florida, who had a major mold problem in their home due to a construction float. This information is not easy to read and not intended for all of us to understand. It is included to serve as a guideline for dealing with mold issue, and also to prove a point that essential oils are very effective against mold and mildew in the home. I'm going to let you read this information, the introduction of our formula, but you find the formula under SBS, Sick Building Syndrome, in Chapter 3. So all of us can use it in practice. And that's one of the reasons why we didn't go through with getting a patent for this formulation, because we want everyone to use it in our practice. And this makes it a little more freedom in doing so. And you can alter the formulation. So you can read through all the treatment criteria, the whole scenario of what we were faced with. We were faced with an uninhabited condominium that the walls have been stripped, and the whole process of getting the mildew out, which is reconstruction. And of course, the occupants had to move because of health reasons and hazardous condition of a mildew mold environment. So I'm going to let you read this, and you can print out the manual and follow this through. As you can see, it's information that it's not easy to read, but it's good to understand as you read parts of it and so forth. This is a letter from Elaine and Kenneth Laurie. They this was the first family in 1996 that I personally saw that of how this formulation worked, and I was called to their home by Mr. Laurie because their family was having issue with mold and mildew due to error in construction in their windows in the upstairs bedroom. It seems like water leak through their window, and within the walls, a lot of mildew and mold, definitely, you can see it, you can smell it, began to take over, and this was a continuous problem. So we went in, and we went in with a machine called a cold thermal diffuser. Any cold thermal diffuser, and you can hunt for it in the in the internet, and the company that I got that from is fogmaster.com. Fogmaster.com. It's a cold thermal diffuser. What it did is it broke down the essential oil into a small droplet, into particles that could penetrate into the wall. So I went in and I fogged the place with this sleep building formulation, only to see that within a few seconds of going this and treating this home with this fumigation, that the baby that was an occupant in the home no longer had runny nose within a few seconds of me applying this. As they reported later on, that they did not have any of the problems that they were having prior to the fumigation, which was asthma. As children, as one of the children had asthma, and they were fighting all the time, and they also reported lack of sex, coughing in the morning, headaches. All this went away, and it lasted. One fumigation lasted for 30 days, and then we didn't fumigate it for the second 30 days, only to see that all those conditions came back, known by the EPA as sick building syndrome. So it was clear to see that when we went in and fumigated, as we did the second time on the third month, everything clear again. No headaches, no behavioral problem. Also, they had insomnia problems, so all that was taken care of by the fumigation. So that went on for about 6 months, and we were able to see every time we treated the home with a mist of oils that the headaches, the itchy eyes, runny nose, irritability, and insomnia had disappeared. And this is a letter that we got from Mr. and Mrs. Laurie explaining that, which I will begin to read now. At the request, I am writing to confirm our experience using the essential oils. When you unexpectedly contact us, we were unsure if the symptoms such as headaches, itchy eye, runny nose, irritability, and insomnia experienced by members of my family were caused by our exposure to mold and mildew, which had built up due to water leak and other construction problems in our home. I was extremely skeptical when you advised my wife, Elaine, that the use of certain essential oils diffused in our home might help to alleviate our problems. Because of our discovery that we had a mutual friend, we permitted you to come into and treat our home. Immediately after the treatment, while the house had a pleasant aroma, I did not notice any appreciable results, and in fact, when I spoke to you the next day, I told you that if I notice any changes, I'll let you know. When our housekeeper came 3 days later, her first comment was, "What did you do to the house? I can actually breathe I can actually breathe in it now." After our housekeeper reaction observing the children, I did see that their symptoms, apparently caused by sick building syndrome, had remarkably improved and did not reoccur for several weeks. We then requested you again treat our home by spraying a light mist of your essential oils, and again I was astonished that the headaches, itchy eyes, runny nose, irritability, and insomnia had disappeared. Because of the above, we have entered into an extended agreement for treatment in our home with your essential oils and have invited my real estate associates to experience the use of the essential oils. This is an excellent treatment for homes that are for rent, that are usually closed for a very long time, and this is something that could be offered to real estate sales personnel. I am pleased to confirm our favorite experience with the use of essential oils, and you may share a copy of this letter with anyone who is considering your service. And we use it here as a proof of the effectiveness of the essential oils as we began to exchange toxic chemicals with non-toxic to do preventive, so our homes never get to this point. The main essential oils that we use here was thyme. Once again, the sick building syndrome formulations you will find on chapter 3 or level 3. Now, fireworks is another one that we want to call attention to. Another aspect of the air we breathe is the danger inherent in celebrations most of us attend twice a year, New Year's Eve and the 4th of July, without realizing that we're exposing our family and ourselves to harmful chemicals. Toxic heavy metals like mercury, radioactive barium, and antimony, copper, strontium, and phosphorus are used to create the color effects of fireworks. After fireworks are exploded, heavy metal fallout poses an unhealthy threat to human, animals, and nature. The smoke from fireworks consists mainly of fine toxic dust that can easily enter the lungs. This represents a real threat for people with asthma or multiple chemical sensitivity, or anybody who inhale this and begin to have a cumulative damage, especially for anyone who's pregnant or thinking of having a baby, both women and men. Because the man will absorb this and transfer it in his sperm to the mother to be. So we got to look at both at the couple itself, not just the woman. Fireworks contain a variety of toxicants. In the U.S., outdoor fireworks display may have generated about 90 tons of skyborne lead pollution, an obvious violation of the Clean Air Act. We also have to consider the pollution created from the manufacturing of fireworks, created by the processing and the energy used to isolate and combine all the individual fireworks ingredients. Then here you can pick your poison. It seems like every single color has has a carcinogen chemical attached to it. And I'll let you read this on your own. You have the toxic element on one side, the fireworks usage, and the toxic effect of fallout dust and fumes that we inhale during those celebrations. How about the food that we eat? We have concluded, and so as science, that food plays a major part on our health. To make it simple in our practice, we look at what food feeds illness and what food starves illness. Since all illnesses are an inflammation problem, it is easy to omit inflammation causing food and replace them with foods known to be anti-inflammatory. We're talking about making 90% of our daily consumption consisting of plant-based food, since contain protein, vitamins, minerals, and other substances we need for a healthy life. The change is easy. It makes sense. We have seen a positive change in the health of people within 30 to 45 days of beginning to exchange animal-based products, inflammation, with plant-based foods, anti-inflammatory. For additional information on foods for health, make sure to watch the video for Level 4 Foods That Heals and Sprouting. And join us on Facebook page as we continue to post updates in this area. We will also add to this part of the manual, and we'll have this available for you as this part will grow. PBChem studies, case studies. Plant-based practice effectiveness in complementary care is a practice through education of providing plant-based options, oftentimes in debilitating circumstances. The individuals in the following cases were advised to consult their medical provider prior to following any of our suggestions. They were also diagnosed by their medical provider for their illness prior to our consultation. The anecdotal information below is based on our clients' feedback and our observations. These are some of the benefits that plant-based CAM has to offer, and some of the beneficial results obtained from combining mainstream treatment with plant-based practice. Case number 1. Diabetes, sore, insomnia, high blood pressure, sleep apnea, erectile dysfunction, and depression. There are as many connections to plant foods as medicine as there are foods to illness. I'm going to read this again. There are many connections to plant foods as medicine as there are foods for illness. Once again, we're looking at how we feed a condition, how we starve a condition. Following is a summary of our observation of someone who switched from eating 80 to 90% animal-based food, which feeds inflammation, and 10 to 20% plant food, to the reverse. 80 to 90 plant foods, anti-inflammatory, and 10 to 20 animal-based foods. In this case, we observe a 52-year-old male living in Mexico who consumed mostly animal-based fried food with ingredients list and an occasional salad. He had been diagnosed with diabetes, high blood pressure, erectile dysfunction, acid reflux, insomnia, sleep apnea, and depression. He was taking prescribed medication for all these illnesses. His main complaint was an open sore on his leg as a result of his diabetes. He was told by his doctor that if his sore did not heal, they could become infected and amputation might be necessary. He was informed that plant-based lavender essential oil have been observed for many years to close open sores from the bottom up in around 3 to 7 days. He was advised to apply undiluted lavender essential oil, the one that we use, which is the pure plant essential oils, directly on the affected areas, and make sure if you're using any other essential oils that the distributors allows you to do this. So make sure, even if it says 100% pure, we cover this. That's the label that says that. So you want to make sure before you try any of this that the lavender that you're using, if it's not plant-based or pure plant essential oils, it's the distributor allows you to do this or recommended for you to do this. So he was advised to apply direct lavender on affected areas, and it was very important to inform his doctor of what he was doing. On the first day, he reported a reduction of pain in the affected area. The second day, he observed that the sore had begun to dry up. On the third day and fourth day, he noted that the sore turned pink, and by the seventh day, the sore was closed. This is the exact pattern we have observed happening over the years when applying plant-based lavender oil to open sores. We then look at the foods he was feeding to his illnesses and suggest the following to start his medical condition. A vegetable smoothie twice per day. Now he's in on about 60 to 70% vegan intake without him knowing it. So vegetable smoothie twice per day, anti-inflammatory plus active vitamins and minerals. Kombucha is a plant probiotic, which we mentioned, 2 ounces in the morning, 2 ounces at nighttime. He was advised not to eat or drink anything with an ingredient list of synthetic chemicals. That was inflammation. To eliminate all acidic food, especially any food in a state of decomposition, dead animal, food. Eliminate all animal derivative food, it's inflammation. Eliminate gluten and wheat food, inflammation. Pay attention to the most important food for his health, the oxygen in the air that he was breathing, his environment, which is feeding his cells. So we cover how to take care of indoor air. He was advised to gas off his home environment as covered in our practice. And he was advised to walk or run daily and whatever speed was comfortable to improve circulation. He then began to replace inflammatory foods that were feeding his many illnesses to inflammatory foods which are known to start many of our illnesses, and he began to increase his circulation by taking daily walks. His results were as follows. First week, sores closed. See image below. And this should be saying week, not day. No, this should be saying day. So first week, sores closed. Second week, he did not need his insomnia or acid reflux prescribed medication. For acid reflux, we recommended the acid reflux tea, which is on chapter 3. For insomnia, we recommended essential oils and also of lavender and valerian, and we also recommended the valerian tea. We didn't use St. John's wort because remember he's an antidepressant. So we cannot use St. John's wort because it will alter his antidepressant. But the second week, he did not need his insomnia or acid reflux prescribed medication, nor the tea, nor the tea for insomnia or the tea for acid reflux. He didn't need any of those. The food was doing the job by itself. On the third week, he did not need oxygen for sleeping. He did not need blood pressure medication, and he no longer had erectile dysfunction. By the fourth week, he did not need to inject insulin to control his diabetes. And here you can see the picture of the first day of application of lavender, on the fourth day, on the seventh day, and 1 week later. As of this writing, it has been around 8 months since this original complaint, and the reports significant weight loss, more energy, and no more sores nor synthetic medications. Once again, if you need a pill, you need a pill. He got his health back. This is one of the reasons we began our consultation with the question, what are you doing to kill yourself? So we can change it. Health is easy. It really depends on the 4 areas of good or bad health. It is always amazing to me, as it will be for you, how easy it is to achieve positive health change with the information we provide in consultation and the changes we recommend. Case number 2. What's a bite of the brown recluse spider? The bite of a recluse spider is very painful and can kill a human being. The poison continuously eats flesh and can reach internal organs depending on the area of the bite and cause death. This complaint came from a 24-year-old female. After the doctor removed the plug, venom, the bite left a hole deep enough to insert half a Q-tip. Usually takes mainstream medicine 3 to 4 months to close the opening from the bottom up. As documented by the pictures below, the injury was closed from the bottom up within 7 days by applying plant-based lavender essential oil 3 times per day. And here you can see it. Day 1 of application, day 2, day 3, day 4, 5, 6, 7, within a week from the bottom up. In addition to recovery within 7 days rather than 3 or 4 months, she did not need to take pain medications. She had no pain and there was no infection. That's how effective lavender essential oil works in closing an open sore, whether it's type 1, type 2, type 3 bed sores, or any open sores from the bottom up. That's what we have seen. But the key is to use the right lavender. And that's why we recommend for you to get the essential oils from the list of approved suppliers that we have in your section. Case 3, chemical burns. This is a case of a 67-year-old male that, while cleaning his AC coils with acid and without proper protection, accidentally burned part of his arm. The pictures below show the effect of applying plant-based lavender essential oils on the chemical burn. And this results were achieved in 4 days by applying the plant-based lavender oil in an aloe vera gel, used to add moisture to the area. The aloe vera gel was the one that added moisture to the area. So we had the lavender within an aloe vera gel. Upon application, he was able to move his hand. Inflammation was reduced and he had no pain. As you can see, chemical burns is not an easy thing to heal, and this was a 4-day that this took place very rapidly. In case number 4 is a 24-year-old female suffered a small cut above her eye from an accidental fall. After medical treatment, she was advised to apply plant-based lavender essential oil at a rate of 1 to 2 drops twice daily to affected area. The results after the first week of application is depicted below. Many times we have seen how lavender essential oils applied daily reduce scars. Fresh scars show significant reduction within weeks. Older scars takes a little longer, and here you can see where that's not scarred. Case number 5, acid reflux. Our first observation for the relief of acid reflux complaint was around 2001, and it happened by accident. A 47-year-old male was diagnosed with acid reflux in the mid-1990s. He was taking 8 prescribed pills per day to control his discomfort. We blended a tea for him with the anti-inflammatory herbs of lavender flower, chamomile, and calendula flower. To this we added 2 herbs known to calm the stomach, peppermint and spearmint leaf. What we saw was a reduction of acid reflux when he drank just the first cup. He was advised to drink 4 to 6 cups of tea per day, which we later named acid reflux tea, and it's on the level 3 section of this course, and to stop drinking sodas and all artificial drinks. He reported back in 3 weeks to say that he no longer had to take his prescribed medication, no longer assuming the risk of their known side effects, and he no longer had to depend on the acid reflux tea since he no longer felt the discomfort of acid reflux. Since then, we had the same results in 9 out of 10 persons diagnosed with acid reflux. Note, you will find the formulation for this tea, as we mentioned, in level 3 and in a video called Acid Reflux Tea. Very important combination of herbs. It works rapidly for any stomach discomfort. It's even good just to drink this tea if you have acid reflux, just as a prevention for inflammation. It's an excellent tasting tea with the peppermint spearmint. In case number 6, headaches. While in consultation, a 32-year-old female diagnosed with migraines complained of the headaches that she had been having for the past 7 years. We began to record a history of her movement over the past 7 years and learned that she moved from a home in Coral Gables. She moved to a home in Coral Gables designated as a historical home. Prior to the move, she did not experience headaches. She also informed us that she worked indoors, exercised indoors, and drove to work in a new car Aroma with the windows closed. To us, this circumstances indicate that for 7 years she has been living in an environment containing chemically laced indoor air and was being exposed to known chemicals that could cause headaches. And they are connected with headaches. After recommending and using the headache synergy in which she experienced instant result, she was also advised to gas off her home weekly for the first month and 1 per month thereafter. We also recommended exercising outdoors and driving her car with the windows open. After the first month of implementing our recommendation, she reported significant improvement. After 4 months, she informed us that she no longer suffered from headaches and no longer need to use the headache blend Synergy. It seems that her headaches were caused by her environment. Case number 7, pain management. The effectiveness of the muscle ache synergies and lavender essential oil have been observed in our practice for over 20 years. Below are just a few of the most dramatic anecdotal observations of the effectiveness of plant-based chem consultation for those seeking a non-toxic option for pain management. 70-year-old male was brought in by his son. The man walked in slowly with the assistance of a walker. He complained of knee pain and he was unable to raise his right hand past his shoulder. Within a few minutes of applying to his arm lavender, which reduces inflammation and increases circulation, immediately following by the application of muscle ache synergy, which is the addition of sage and clary sage, and then clove and birch analgesic, he was able to raise his arm, extending it past his shoulder and above his head. Soon after, his son applied lavender essential oil to his knees, followed by the application of a few drops of muscle ache synergy. The results were amazing. Within a few minutes of application, the man was able to walk without his walker and left walking on his own. A few weeks later, after the original visit, his son reported his father had joined a gym, was enjoying restored independence, and had a new look of life. In another case, we were doing a presentation at a local university when a woman in the audience, around 52-year-old, complained of knee pain and mentioned that she was scheduled for knee surgery within a month. She was instructed to apply a few drops of lavender oil, first followed by a few drops of Muscle X Energy to her knee. Within minutes, her inflammation and pain was gone. 3 weeks later, she contacts us to let us know that she had been pain-free for 3 weeks and she wanted to obtain lavender essential oils and the Muscle X Energy to keep the inflammation and pain in check. Keep in mind that she only had one application and that kept her pain-free for 3 weeks. Case number 8, shingles. Throughout the years, we have had more than a few cases of shingles, and a few of the clients were referred to us by their doctor. The following case was the most severe case of shingles we have seen, and what we saw at the time made us very confident of our methods for alleviating shingles flare-up, always with a doctor's approval. We received a call from the wife of a 57-year-old man that had been suffering from a shingle flare-up, who had been instructed by his doctor to seek our advice. While in consultation, the man also told us about an oozing open sore on his chest. We called his doctor and informed him of our recommendation. Upon receiving his doctor's approval, they went home and followed instructions to apply the skincare clay that you find the formulation not only on our video but also on level 3. Prepare with tea tree lavender and eucalyptus oils to the affected area. In addition, he was instructed not to scrub the area while taking a shower and to reapply the clay twice per day until sore and shingles disappear. The day after the first application, his wife reported that the sore closed overnight and that the affected area was drying up. She also mentioned that the itching stopped upon application. This case happened around 1997. Since then, we have seen shingles dry up and disappear within 24 to 48 hours of application. Since shingles is known to be a stress-related condition, it is a good idea to add a de-emotion of distress energy for inhalation as needed in conjunction with a skincare clay. Case number 9, arrhythmia. During a phone consultation, a 56-year-old female from Idaho informed us that she had just been diagnosed with arrhythmia. One of the questions we asked her was when her symptoms began. Once again, time frame. She informed us that her symptoms began 7 years ago. We then asked her the following question. Has she moved into a new home? The answer was no. Did she or her husband start using any new perfume? No. Has any insecticide been used in her home? No. She did mention that her husband had started to use a new soap and she did not like the smell. She was advised to place the soap in a plastic bag and put it away. She did this and reported back that she no longer had the rapid heartbeat symptom. For the record, the name of the soap was Irish Spring, which incidentally is the soap that some doctors recommend to induce rapid heartbeat prior to sapping, quote-unquote, the arrhythmia for treatment. In this particular case, no plant materials were needed to provide relief of her symptom. We just needed to ask the appropriate questions to determine or rule out chemical causes. Case number 10, allergies, asthma. A 27-year-old female diagnosed for the past 8 years with allergies and needing a weekly allergy shot to control her condition, sought plant-based CAM consultation. The 4 areas were covered: air, beverage, meds, foods. While questioning her, she mentioned that her allergies began 6 months from moving to her present home and that she had never opened windows at home and that she did not experience any allergy symptoms when she went on vacation. That's the key. Do you experience any of the symptoms that you or your family have when you go on vacation? If the answer is no, only when we go back home, now we're going to look at the house. So right after she followed our advice to open her windows, her symptoms disappeared and she no longer needed the weekly allergy shots. It seemed she was allergic to her enclosed home environment. She remained allergy-free thereafter. We have seen the same results in cases of asthma, coughing, and insomnia. In fact, we have seen the same result with all the sick building syndrome situations listed by the EPA. Case number 11. A 24-year-old female came to see us complaining of recurring herpes sores on her lip. She was advised to place 1 drop of the fever blister Synergy on her sore 3 times per day. You'll find the formulation on level 3. She reported that after the first day, the sore began to dry up and it closed on the second day. In addition, she was advised to place a drop on her lip in the area before it began to itch prior to the opening. She reported that after application, the sore did not open. After 1 year from the date of the initial consultation, she reported that she no longer experienced monthly outbreaks. We checked back with her after 3 years, and she reported only experiencing 1 or 2 outbreaks per year since the initial consultation. This is one of the many cases of fever blister with the same treatment results we had seen for the past 20 years. Case number 12. Canker sore. 21-year-old female with recurring canker sore was advised to dab 1 drop of myrrh essential oil directly on the sore. She was informed that it would sting for a few seconds after application. She followed directions and reported that the sore closed overnight. To prevent future outbreaks, she was advised to gargle daily with 1 drop of myrrh and 1 drop of lavender essential oils in a full glass of water. After a few months, she reported no more outbreaks. We have repeatedly seen this procedure work with the same outcome in cancer sore complaints. It seems like the essential oil of myrrh is the one that stays put even after saliva, with the saliva. So myrrh is the one that we use internal inside the mouth in dabbing the area whenever we need to take care of any of the canker sores. But then again, preventive will be just to put a drop of myrrh and a drop of lavender in a full glass of water and gargle. That way you also eliminate the commercial mouthwashes which has been connected with oral cancer. Case number 13, arthritis in the hands. This case is about a 67-year-old woman, female, that was diagnosed with arthritis in both hands. For 8 months she could not easily move her hands because of the severe inflammation and pain. She was advised to apply as a hand lotion 2 to 4 drops of lavender essential oil directly on her hand. Right after, she was advised to continue by applying 2 to 4 drops of Muscle X Synergy directly on both hands. Within a few minutes of application, the inflammation drastically reduced and she was able to move her hands without pain and continue with the same improved mobility thereafter. After a few days, she no longer needed to apply the essential oils and Synergy. She was also advised not feed the inflammation, not to feed the inflammation with inflammatory foods and beverages, and was informed of anti-inflammatory foods and beverages that could consume to starve the inflammation. Months later, she continued with no debilitating symptoms of arthritis. It's not the first time we have witnessed this results. Case 14, insomnia. The use of tinctures, oils, and tea. Throughout the years, we have had numerous cases of people diagnosed with insomnia who are on medication with risky side effects. We have seen that a percentage of these cases go away by clients simply opening windows and gassing up their home. For those people with persistent symptoms, we recommend the insomnia tea, the insomnia tincture made from the tea, and a few drops of any other relaxing oils placed on the pillow. For the record, lavender, chamomile, valerian essential oils, and herbs have been scientifically validated for insomnia and recommended for this condition as a better option to riskier medication. The result was that she was able to replace the medication that had the side effects, the risk, with a combination of the tea, insomnia tincture, and the essential oil. Case number 15. Sebaceous growth on upper back of neck. The sebaceous growth on the back of a 71-year-old female was going to be surgically removed. While waiting for the day of surgery, she began to apply the skincare clay nightly to the growth and area. The results were a visual reduction in the size of the growth within 24 hours and a complete reduction after 2 weeks of application. The individual did not have to have the surgery and did not have to live with a scar that would have remained after surgery. Her doctor was pleased with the results. Case number 16. A severe case of constipation was reported by the daughter and caretaker of an 84-year-old female. The daughter informed us that her mother, on medication for constipation, could only go to the bathroom once every 7 days. We recommended the plant-based probiotic of kombucha, 2 ounces taken in the morning and 2 ounces taken at nighttime. Within 48 hours, she was able to go to the bathroom and continue to go to the bathroom 2 or 3 times per day. It has been 4 years since then, and the woman continues with the same result. She also reported better mobility, energy, appetite, and alertness. Case number 17, psoriasis. This is a case of a 19-year-old female who breaks out when stressed and was diagnosed as having psoriasis in her arms and elbows. She was advised to apply a beeswax salt containing cedarwood atlas, which stops the itching, lavender and myrrh essential oil, a myrrh being anti-putrid, prevents the skin from becoming putrefied from spoiling, and lavender being anti-inflammatory, rushing circulation to the area. She was also given the de-stress blend because of the stress-related condition as needed, since this is known as stress-related condition. She reported the itching stop upon application and clearing of condition within 72 hours. Case number 18. Continuous coughing. In this case, a 32-year-old female walked in, aided by a friend, in the middle of a live filming of the Spanish television program Primer Impacto. The camera continued to record as the individual inhaled cajeput essential oil with immediate result. She then explained that she had been coughing for 2 days and was ready to go to the hospital when her friend suggested she visit us on the way to the hospital. This segment later aired in Spanish television program. The point here is that cajeput is the essential oils that we use, and we have to stop anyone from coughing. A few drops in the palm of the hand, rub it together, inhale, and coughing stops right away. So this is one of the oils you want to have in your collection if you're going to be practicing this in consultation, because people are coughing, and this is something that can be working right away. But as we look at this, we also want to look at their environment. What chemicals are making that person cough? Something is making that person cough. But either way, cajeput will be the main one to stop coughing. To summarize, these are just a few of the cases we have seen while practicing plant-based health over the past years. There are more cases that we will discuss in the future updates, and we will add to this chapter, because this chapter is growing, and you will be notified as we add information to any part, any level, because we will be adding information to many levels, and we will be mentioning it and posting it so you can continue with the information and education. To practice is simple. It just requires a questions and answer session to search for the possible cause of the illness within the 4 areas of health. The options we offer are based on what we know about the plant materials and from history, science, personal use, anecdotal information, and common sense. You will begin to add to your own knowledge base as you make changes in your lifetime, begin to advise others, and witness the health benefits of plant-based chem. You also have your own experience. Many of you have practiced aromatherapy, have practiced plant medicine, and so you bring your own experience with other essential oils or plant medicine that we haven't covered here, and that you add to this practice. And that's what makes this unique, that you get to add to what has been written and has been practiced your own experience. And it all merges very nicely. After all, we're all working with natural ingredients. We need to remember that science is a method of investigation, and it's not a belief method, and not free from errors. The need for a practice that looks at the science that is seldom covered during the medical consultation is more important today than ever in our history. as we have seen, as we have mentioned, as you have seen. In conclusion, we have just completed all levels of our certification program. Your next step is to download the final exam, complete it, and email back for grading. Remember, there is no time limit. You may finish the exam at your own pace. Upon successful completion of the final exam, we will issue and mail back the PBCAM Practitioner Consultation Certification. Make sure you view all the videos in the program and check back from time to time, as we plan to add more videos and information to this course. We will continue to update our material and hope that you join us in our social networks and participate in sharing this information, since our different views and our different observations can jointly contribute to our continued quest for plant-based health and maintenance. You're always welcome to call or email me at any time if you have general questions, want to double check any advice you might offer others, and or have any questions regarding the course materials and practice. Make sure to visit www.plantbasedcam.com and sign up for our weekly informational emails. You can also keep up with new information by visiting our Facebook page, facebook.com/ACAMEDU. You can view us on the internet by searching for quote A-CAM education, or my full name, Miguel A. Cisneros-Abreu, and requesting to join the PBCAM group. We're planning a monthly Skype video conference beginning mid-2016 to update and share information. Hope to see you there. We thank you for taking this course and looking forward to working with you in the future as we continue to evolve this practice side by side and continue to address today's healthcare needs. Feel free to call me directly anytime you have a question or just want to share information. Your feedback is definitely appreciated and has and continue to mold this course and information and practice. So, looking forward to your feedback. Many thanks. I'm sure we'll talk soon. Take care. Enjoy the practice, enjoy the information. And here are the Facebook addresses. Make sure that you enter that, and from time to time do get in touch with us and give us your feedback. It becomes part of the education. Once again, we appreciate your interest, appreciate your effort, and your trust. And we will continue to bring you the latest information in today's health and plant-based health and complementary alternative medicine.